That was the most painful match I've ever watched in my life. Fulham were playing decent football, but they couldn't even get a shot on target. And Arsenal didn't look good at all. In fact, I think Saka looked horrible that game. Gyökeres looked horrible. Trossard did decent. He got the goal after a Gabriel flick on the corner. But I don't know how Arsenal fans can gas Saka after that performance. Because they're making out like he should have won the penalty, but the defender clearly got the ball, which is why it was overturned. Whether it was clear and obvious or not, it shouldn't have been a penalty either way. And don't get me wrong, they are going to struggle at that ground because they always do. And plus, Fulham is a hard opponent for any team, including Liverpool, Man City. You can easily drop points there. It's a difficult match, especially with Jimenez, the quality that he's got. The winger from Liverpool, Harry Wilson, he's a very good player, top player. The only surprise for me with Mikel Arteta, he put out the side which won the game, which is awesome for him. Gabriel played very good. Saliba played well. And their defence doesn't look like, and it really doesn't look like anybody's going to score against them at the moment. They might actually beat Chelsea's record of conceding 15 goals. They might actually concede less than that. That's how good they look defensively. It's just the attack that they're struggling more so with. But I believe this championship, this Premier League will be won with your defence, which is why I'm so adamant that Liverpool get the act together, because they're not going to win the Premier League with their attack. You can't just play attacking football. You need the 1-0s, you need the 2-0s. Your defence is important. And if you're conceding in the 95th minute, 97th minute on a game-by-game basis, you're going to drop a lot of points and you're not going to win this league. Our defence needs to get to a point where it was at last season, where if we went 1-0 up, the teams couldn't break us down. And that's what Arsenal are looking like. It's like the tables have turned. I thought they were the best team in the Premier League last year. They're proving it this year. They look like the best team in the league. The only thing I'd be scared of if I was an Arsenal fan is maybe Haaland and the way he's playing, because he can probably take Man City over the line, but I wouldn't be worried about Liverpool. Liverpool have got a lot of problems, and I'm a Liverpool fan, and they might have to focus on Champions League at this rate, because if they carry on dropping points the way they're dropping points, it's going to be a difficult league. And yes, Arsenal's to lose. Everybody else looks shocking. Arsenal managed to get the result. Everything is working in their favour. They've got loads of squad depth. The money they've spent seems to be more important. Don't get me wrong, Arteta's made a lot of mistakes with a lot of the players he's bought. For example, Kai Havertz, the Gabriel Jesus, who's injured. He could have actually got them across the line. He's a quality player. But he spent a lot of money and he's kept and retained all the players, so he hasn't sold anyone either. People were thinking, oh, Arsenal are bad sellers, but in fact, that's probably worked to their advantage because they can play whoever they want at any point in time in the season. I don't see every game they go into, I think they're going to win the game. That's how good they are. They're the favourites for the Prem and they're the favourites for the Champions League. So I think they will be getting a few trophies this year. It just depends on which ones they're going to end up with. And that's for Liverpool today. They have to get the job done just to keep the pressure on Arsenal. Because we know one thing, if Arsenal have the pressure on them, they may crumble. If you give them a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room, that's when they can become and get away and win this league comfortably. They might win this Premier League title comfortably. They have deserved one, the way they've been performing over the recent years. But it's not about what you deserve, it's about what you get. And you have to take that league off the champions. I don't see Liverpool as major threats. My mind might be changed today. I will do a review, but Arsenal look like they're comfortable and they're in the driver's seat. Even when they're not playing well, they're getting results away from home. That's the most important thing against Newcastle and against Fulham. Who are they going to struggle with? Or who are they going to drop points? They might even just win the rest of their games for the rest of the season. It might be cooked for this league, man. It makes the league boring. Because a team like Arsenal, and I said this to one of my friends before the international break, you want them with lower points because you know they're going to make the points up. So you want them to have less points. going into the season, because it'll make it more interesting, because they're far superior to Man City and Liverpool. Liverpool just didn't do their job and buy defenders in the transfer window, and even then I think they will have struggled, so they're at a major disadvantage this season. They need to pattern up in January, hopefully get a few players in, but they just need to make sure they're in and around that top spot if they want to have a chance of winning this league. They still have to go to the Emirates, so difficult, long season ahead for Liverpool, man.